The highly paid skills in the world is storytelling. If you're an affiliate marketer, network marketer, or any form of trading and you don't know how to tell story, you are actually losing your prospect customer to someone else. That is, people who knows how to tell story. If you ever like to learn how to tell story, then draw closer. Let's dive in. Let me show you the 4 key elements in storytelling. If this makes sense to you, let's move on. First, your background, your pain, how you found the solution, and your hope for the future. Let's break this down in detail. Everyone has a background. You don't need to become an expert in any field before you have a background. Whether you are a day old or you're an adult of 82 years, you have a background. This one is fixed. The only problem is most of us do not know how to relate our background to the point that someone is being moved. Moved to the point of paying money. This is one truth. Fact tells, but story sells. If you don't know how to tell a story, your product will never sell. Let's be very real. Most of the churches that are very, very effective today, they're effective in telling story. Let's take the Bible if you're a Christian. The Bible is full of stories from the beginning to the end. What someone did well, that is an example you should follow. Or the warning example, this person did not do this thing well. It's a story. We are being sold of story. And by the time we read those stories, we are being moved. In every business, if you want to succeed, you must be an effective storyteller. Telling the effect of your product, the effect of your company, the effect of what you're selling. If you're not effective in storytelling, then you're going to be out of the market. So first, you need to talk about your background. What were you doing before? How was it? Which area of your life that was going well or not going well? It could be your family. It could be your work. What is that thing? That's a background. And this is what I teach my people when it comes to background. Never you condemn your background. That is one thing. So let's say you were a teacher or a construction worker or a banker. Never you condemn that field because there's someone is actually looking for it. That's the first thing I want you to notice when you want to talk about your background. But after talking about your background, there's something definitely that you did not like about that background. That is your pain. So you bring this out in a respectful way so that people that are actually listening to you will not feel bad that you're actually spoiling the organization you were working. No, you don't have to condemn your background, but rather you bring out your pain points. So when we talk about background, let's say I'm a teacher. Though I'm not a teacher, but let's assume I'm a teacher. So first you need to promote that background. So I love teaching. Let's assume that. I love teaching and I love it so passionately. I spent my years going to school, studying how to become a teacher. But God bless me. I got a job as a teacher. But I've been teaching for years. This time around, we want to bring in your pain point. I've been teaching for years. For the past 17 years, I've been teaching as a teacher. But I'm still someone's tenant. So I was looking for a way of something I can do that can actually provide money for me to have my own house. Can you see a point now? So you're not condemning the teaching work. At the same time, you bring out what you did not like about it. Or, as a teacher, I'll work from Monday to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll do other things. There's no time. So this is the point. You don't just condemn teaching, but at the same time, you bring out your pain points. So you must definitely be something that you bring out. I've been working as a banker for the past 17 years now, but there's no time. I'll leave the house early. I'll leave the house by 6, 7 to appear in the office by 8. We'll close by 4, but before I get to it's late. And I don't have time to stay with my family. So I was actually looking for something that will provide a way for me to have time with my family. Or let's talk about a product. Let's say you're selling this kind of product. You've been working with the internet for years. And for the time you've been with the internet, using the internet, you've been burning your data. So you're actually looking for something that can save your data. So use the internet as an example. So you got yourself a Wi-Fi. Now, why is it that important? This, you're telling a story about what you were going through, and now what saved you is this. So first, talk about your background. You can talk about your background as growing up, things were not going well, but you decided to do something better for yourself, or you came up from a very humble background. But here's the point I tell my students: do not lie about your background, because there's someone that knows you. Let your background be the truth. Identify what you don't like about that background, then bring it out. Now, after you mention your pain points, then talk about the solution. How did you find the solution? How did you find the solution? So when you mention how you got to the solution, this is how I found the solution. So let's go back to the teaching. I've been teaching for years. God has blessed me. I've done this and I love this field so much. But the problem is that for the past years I've been here, I couldn't achieve something tangible for myself. And looking around, most of the teachers that have been teaching for the past 35 years are not happy because their pension is not enough to take care of them. So I needed something that would take care of me when I'm no longer in the service. And this came my way. I came across this gold mine. I came across this business. I came across this product. And this happened to provide me with time freedom. It is actually a business that I can do even when my strength has failed me. I'll still be making money. Or I came across this very product who has cured my so sickness. And I'm looking forward for the future. The 4th point, how you feel about the future. I'm looking forward for the future that I will no longer complain about money. That's looking forward for the future, me and my family traveling around the world. I'm looking forward for the future that this sickness will no longer be my problem. Can you see the way you're telling the story now? With these 4 elements, 1, listen very well. 1 is your background. 2, your pain, the pain you were going through. 3, how you found the opportunity. Someone invited me to this very business. Someone told me about this business. Someone told me about this very product. Did you see the point now? That's the 3rd one. Then lastly, now when you mention that 3rd point, you must definitely mention what you're benefited. Because I came across this very business. Today, I've been able to take care of myself. I've been able to take care of my family. I've been able to go, even if not everything, but at least I've gotten some things. You must mention that part. If you don't mention that, it's not making sense. You must mention that part. Then lastly, how you look into the future. These are the 4 major elements you need to, yes, you need to put in your storytelling. Without this, your conclusion will not be effective. If you're closing a deal, you need to use a story. Because story sells, while facts tells. It's just nothing but the truth. That's just the point. Now, after identifying these 4 things, there's something else you need to do. And that is learn how to tell other people's story. Because if you're actually talking to a banker, the story that a banker needs is a banker's story, not a teacher's story. If you're talking to a teacher, the story that the teacher will need is a story of a teacher like him or her. Okay, if I'm a banker, this man has been working as a banker, it will move me. This is a single mom, because I'm a single mom, so it will move me. So learn how to tell other people's story. If you really want to catch the interest of your audience, learn how to tell other people's story. After doing that, the last thing is go tell the world. Declare your story. Practice the story. Practice. Keep practicing until you master it. Learn how to tell the story in 2 minutes. Learn how to tell the story in 1 minute. Keep doing that so that anytime, anywhere you find yourself, you can do this. If you find this material helpful, do well to smash the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. And stay tuned because we have prepared lots of packages for you to do it yourself. Mind you, this channel is designed for you to do it yourself. And I will encourage you to click this very video that YouTube is actually recommending for you. Click it now and watch. See you next time.